In a faraway magical land, where the sky sparkled with countless stars and rivers sang melodious tunes, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Majia. She was loved by everyone in her village, not just for her bright smile, but for her compassion toward all living creatures. Majia often spent her days helping others, whether they were humans or magical beings. However, she always wondered about one thing: what was the greatest power in the world? Was it strength, wisdom, or something else entirely? Majia asked this question to the villagers, the elders, and even the magical creatures in the forest, but no one could give her a clear answer. This question stayed with her, growing stronger each day, until she decided she would find the answer herself. One bright morning, Majia ventured into the enchanted forest, a place known for its mysteries and wonders. She walked along the sparkling trails, listening to the soft rustling of the leaves and the chirping of unseen birds. As she wandered, she noticed something unusual near an ancient oak tree. A golden glow seemed to radiate from the ground beneath its roots. Curious, Majia knelt down and uncovered a golden scroll that shimmered as if it were made of sunlight. The moment she touched it, the scroll unfurled itself, and glowing letters appeared on its surface. The words read, "To discover the greatest power in the world, follow the trail of glowing flowers. Prove your heart's worth by completing 3 tasks." Magia's heart raced with excitement. She held the scroll tightly and whispered to herself, "I accept this challenge." Determined to find the answer, she followed the trail of glowing flowers that appeared to light up just for her. The trail led her deeper into the forest, where the air grew cooler and the sounds of the village faded away. As she walked, she heard a faint chirping sound, almost like a cry for help. She followed the sound and found a small bird lying on the ground. Its wing bit awkwardly. The poor creature looked at her with frightened eyes, unable to move. Majia knelt beside the bird and spoke softly, "Don't be afraid. I'll help you." She tore a piece of fabric from her scarf and gently wrapped it around the bird's injured wing. The bird chirped weakly but seemed comforted by her touch. "You'll be fine now," Majia said with a smile. To her amazement, the bird's feathers began to shimmer with golden light. It flapped its wings, and although it was still healing, it managed to lift into the air. The bird flew in circles above her and dropped a glowing petal into her hands before disappearing into the sky. As Majia held the petal, the golden scroll reappeared in her hands. This time, it glowed brighter and whispered, "The first task is complete. Kindness unlocks the path." Majia felt a sense of warmth and pride in her heart. She tucked the petal into her pocket and continued along the glowing trail. The path twisted and turned, leading her to a hidden cave beneath a cascading waterfall. The sound of the rushing water was almost deafening, but Majia heard faint whimpers coming from inside the cave. She stepped into the darkness and followed the sound until she found a small fox trapped under a heavy rock. Its golden fur was matted, and its eyes were filled with fear. Without hesitation, Majia knelt beside the fox and examined the situation. The rock was heavy, but she was determined to free the poor creature. Summoning all her strength, she pushed against the rock with trembling arms. The rock shifted slightly, and with one final effort, she managed to roll it aside. The fox leaped out, wagging its tail and nuzzling her hand in gratitude. Majia smiled and said, "You're free now. Be safe." The fox darted away but soon returned, carrying a glowing flower in its mouth. It placed the flower at Magia's feet before disappearing into the shadows. As she picked up the glowing flower, the scroll appeared once more, its letters gleaming with a golden light. "The second task is complete. Courage lights the way." Majia felt stronger and more confident. She now had 2 tokens and was eager to discover the final task. The glowing trail guided her to the edge of a magical lake. The water sparkled like 1,000 tiny stars, and in the center of the lake floated a magnificent crystal heart, glowing with warmth and light. Majia stood in awe, marveling at its beauty. As she approached the water's edge, a soft, melodious voice echoed around her, "To claim the crystal heart, you must share your greatest treasure. What is it that you hold most dear?" Majia froze for a moment. She had no gold, no jewels, and no valuable possessions. What could she possibly offer? She placed her hand over her chest and thought deeply. Then, with a gentle smile, she said, "My greatest treasure is my love for kindness, for courage, and for all living beings." As the words left her lips, a warm light radiated from her heart. The crystal heart began to glow brighter and floated toward her. It merged with the light from her heart, creating a radiant wave of energy that spread across the lake. The water sparkled even brighter, and the entire forest seemed to come alive with joy. The scroll appeared one final time, its golden letters now shining like the sun. The greatest power in the world is love. Love has the strength to heal, the courage to protect, and the magic to unite. You have proven your heart's worth, Majia. With the crystal heart now part of her, Majia returned to her village. She shared her journey and the lessons she had learned with everyone, teaching them the power of kindness, courage, and love. Her story spread far and wide, inspiring people across the magical land to believe in the transformative power of love. Wherever Majia went, her light brought hope and happiness, and her world became a place where love truly reigned supreme.